Hey, you guys, listen, I wasn't sure if I was even going to touch this subject because almost everybody's talking about it. Funky Dineva has been on and on and on about it. I didn't really understand why, but I'm just going to share my thoughts because this latest tirade against Tamar Braxton, whether any of this even really matters, especially now that he's mixing claims in there that Tamar alleged to him that Mendeecees is not even married to Yandy. And so is this really a issue when it comes to her messing around with this so-called married man and how he said rubbing in between her thighs and her getting all hot and bothered? Listen, let's talk about it. What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind.
Look, man, when I tell you this has seemed like a nonstop rant when it comes to Tamar Braxton and Funky Dineva going off on her because it's like, weren't we already going through this wind tunnel and all of us were in the group chat about a month or two ago? And so I get it. Tamar Braxton is not everyone's cup of tea. She definitely can be dramatic, reactive, chaotic. I've talked about this before. So I'm not sitting here being on her side. I have said that when it comes to the stuff that she's put out there about mental health, I feel like she has either gotten to, if not getting to the point where it is going to be like the boy who cried wolf situation when you're always talking about your mental health and how someone's driven you to the point of you not really wanting to live anymore. Those things are not jokes. And there are people that have episodes like that, or they are in states of depression where it's not just a one off thing. I get that. But when you see so many different sides of somebody where they love to get attention and they love to be on social media, and then you have situations like this, all of it is exhausting. So Funky Dineva and Tamar Braxton, both of them have exhausted me with this situation. And I just quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing about it. And you may say, well, if you're tired of hearing about it, why are you talking about it? Because I want to. But I just want to get it off my chest because I have been listening to it. I've been hearing the clips and seeing the things and whatever. And it's just like it made me feel some type of way. Not that I have anything to do with this. God knows I'm grateful that I don't. But I did a little bit of commentary talking about Funky Dineva and the fact that he came out to share his diagnosis of having stage 1 colon cancer. And I wasn't sitting here saying anything about it being karma or good for him or anything like that. I didn't say anything of the sort. But what I was talking about was the fact that there have been some chatter, whether in comment sections or even commentary videos, where people were discussing how he has been so toxic when it comes to different things that he has said about people, where it was making some people feel like, oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that this happened, but just because I'm sorry about this happening doesn't mean that I have to come out publicly and wish him well when publicly he has not wished others well. That's all I was talking about. And I just wanted to get people's perspective. That was it. So in this situation, in this scenario, I'm quite frankly surprised that he has all of this energy, even though he says it's just stage one and they're going to go in, do this robotic surgery, and then it'll be a done. You don't. You don't want to just add any more toxic energy and exacerbate the energy that you do have on things that really are not worth it when it comes to your health, because it's stress and all of those other things that sometimes can cause things to happen in your body. Really, I'm saying. So it just doesn't make sense to me that he spent all of this energy recently here after revealing that diagnosis that he didn't have to share with the public at all, to from going to that to going to this, because I didn't even talk about the fact in my commentary, but other people's did, where other people did say that, well, it's kind of ironic that he came out to express this when right before that he was going off talking about autistic children and saying how he didn't want to see anybody's autistic children out in public and saying negative things about them. So that's my point. It's like, why are you just expending this energy on this person that you say is not worth it, and she is this and she's that and she's the other? Rightfully can feel however you want to feel about somebody. I'm not saying that he's wrong in how he chooses to feel about someone. I'm just saying it's questionable to come out and expend all of this energy talking about this when, again, I've just heard clips, but the things that I've heard, it didn't sound like to me that she was coming for him directly, or she was implicating him in what she claimed happened to her when she revealed how she woke up in a pool of blood and teeth missing and all this other stuff like that. Because again, I felt like he inserted himself in a situation, because even though people were questioning him in his comment section on his live when that came out, because people saw, I guess, the night before video footage of him hanging out with her, they were just asking her, asking him questions, what happened to her? And his response was, I don't know what happened to that lady, this, that lady, that, and blah, blah, blah. Where he could have just said, listen, I don't know what happened, but my thoughts and prayers go out to her. Y'all pray for her. And if I get any updates on it, I'll let you know. And moving on, he, I feel like, made himself more of a target by the way he responded to what she claimed happened to her. Again, I don't know if what she said happened to her really happened, but I'm just talking about how he chose to respond. So to spend all of this time and energy on this now, when you're going through a health concern, even if it's minuscule, or hopefully it will not be any bigger than what they currently say that it is now, why even waste your time on this? I'm just gonna play a little clip of his of his continual reaction, because from what I heard, I didn't listen to the whole video, but I heard a lot of it, and I believe they said it was like an hour, almost an hour worth of time he spent talking about this woman. So again, he's bringing the views and the attention to him, to his platform, to his YouTube channel. And hey, do what you do. But I'm saying it makes it questionable if it's just about the principle, then why are you doing it in this way? And some people feel like, oh, well, he got those medical bills to pay, so he's gonna go, he's gonna go for the jugular now because he knows it's gonna get him a ton of views, which brings him more money, so he can go ahead and pay for those procedures. I don't know, but I'm saying what I've seen some of the sentiment be. But let's get into it. All right.
I love your mama and daddy, but the biggest failure in life they ever had was your ass.
See, let's pause right there for a minute. Him saying something like that about this woman's parents and saying that she was the biggest failure that they ever had, that is so low. But again, it's controversial. It gets more people talking about it. It gets more people watching it. He knows going for the jugular is going to serve him well financially. Now, she's claiming she's going to go after him legally. I don't know. I really don't. But let's continue.
Something about the way they raised you or didn't raise you got you fucked up.
Somebody could say that about his parents. You see, I'm saying it's the opinions, but it's the opinions of him about her that he knows is so inflammatory that it's really going to get him a whole lot more views, a whole lot more engagement, a whole lot more people talking about him like me, and that's going to rack up those dollars.
And on top of that, I'm going to take it a step further. You may not want to believe it, and your family may be in denial. There is something psychiatric with you. I tried to love you, bitch.
Child, you tried to love somebody, but then you come at them like that? Wow. Somebody said, "Yeah, what about your parents?" Oh, Lord. Michelle ATLian Brown, you see her comment right here. And somebody else said, "Again, I say, don't be friends with anyone. Talk to God only." Okay. Somebody else said, "He heading for a defamation suit. Who knows?" Somebody else said, shaking my head, he befriended her for her celebrity, but sat there and hated every moment waiting for her to upset him so he could air out her business. If I was a celebrity, I would trust absolutely no one. And somebody else said, just doing way too much. And yeah, somebody else said, too many people get stories about how Tamar is not a good friend. So again, sometimes it's like attracts like. And I don't know, but again, this situation is so exhausting, and for someone that's going through a health situation, I don't wanna make it bigger than what he claimed it to be, because he said it ain't no big thing. They're just gonna go and do the surgery, cut it out, and he'll be okay, and I pray, hope that that will be the situation and it will not be anything more. But, when they cut you open, you don't know until they cut you open. So hopefully it will not be any more than that. But what I also am just saying is like, this whole situation is messy. Him going for the jugular the way that he did, and her responding with this questionable response on attorney's letterhead, pretty much promoting her project. It was weird. I don't really know what that was about. So again, I'm not on anybody's side in this matter, but I was just like, "Oh my god, you're spending this much time on this? There's a reason behind it. It is not just because you are so hurt by the situation and it affected you so much." Because I believe this man had been moving on with his life, talking about y'all holes at work. I'm out here living good. I'm eating crab and oysters, and I'm riding in my drop top and all this and I'm on the yacht, and I'm chilling while y'all at y'all 9 to 5, y'all hoes working. So I'm just saying, it's like I thought he was moving on with his life, and I didn't really see anything that she said that was so egregious that it warranted a response like this. And getting back to the Mendeecees of the matter, or like he called them Mendeecees, if it is like he claimed that Tamar said, "Oh, they ain't married." So if Mendeecees and Yandy are not married, okay, then why are you making this out like she is committing adultery with this man? Because again, he was making that a big issue, making it about her character and how she was making out with this married man. But if they're not married, again, so honestly, who freaking cares? The whole thing is just messy, and I'm just like, oh my God, why? Why is this continuing? So I don't know. I don't know if he just decided to go off on this tirade because he knew that this was really going to get more people engaged in this situation, get more people talking, get more people watching, and bring more money in. That's my personal opinion. And hey, do what you do. But Tamar, she claimed that she's going to handle it legally. And then he's like, bring it on. We shall see. Will I continue to talk about it? I doubt it. But if something bigger pops off later, I may just, talk about it a little bit. But when it comes to this situation right here, the whole thing is exhausting. It really is. And it's like, dude, focus on not just your physical health, but your mental health, because you may really think it's a flex going off on this woman in terms of her being a colossal joke and all of the different things like that, but if she was ever really, like, a real friend of yours, there's just certain things you do and certain ways you handle things, and I just don't feel like this is the way, and but he's one of those people that say, "If you go low, then I'm going to hell." So, I guess he's burning, 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 and so I wanna know what you guys think about this whole situation, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.